When you think about divorce, you probably think about the obvious costs, right? Legal fees, splitting up assets, the financial hit. But what if I told you the biggest, most staggering price tag isn't about money at all? It's actually tied directly to your emotions. That's the hidden cost we're going to dig into.
So let's just ask it straight up. What is the real price of a separation that's filled with conflict? And I'm not talking about that first check you write to a lawyer. We're looking at the costs that keep coming, the ones that are fueled by something way more powerful than a checkbook.
And to put that into perspective, here's a number for you. Over $10,000. That can be the price for just one trip back to court to change a custody agreement. And you know what usually drives those return trips? It's not a new work schedule. It's a breakdown in how emotions are being managed. And that's exactly why we're going to break down this hidden price tag of divorce. We're going to connect the dots, step by step, showing you how these really intense, unmanaged feelings can create a very real and very avoidable drain on your finances.
You know, there's a name for this problem. It's called high-conflict co-parenting. And it's so important to get this right. This isn't just about disagreeing on stuff. That's totally normal. No, this is a destructive pattern where feelings, not actual legal problems, become the engine that just keeps driving you back to court. It's a cycle. To really get how people end up there, we have to start by just acknowledging the emotional roller coaster that is separation. The feelings are intense, they're messy, they're complicated, and they're 100% valid. Let's take a quick look at some of the big ones. First one up, anger. Oh yeah, this one is a huge driver. It usually comes from a place of betrayal or just this deep feeling of injustice about how everything went down. It's that raw, hot feeling that makes you want to fight back, no matter what it ends up costing you. And then there's fear. The fear of losing your kids or losing your influence with them. The fear of being replaced by a new person in your ex's life. This fear can kick your protective instincts into overdrive, which, I mean, it's understandable, but it can also make the conflict so much worse. Guilt is another really powerful one. That feeling that the divorce itself is what's hurting your kids, man, that can just eat you alive. And it can really cloud your judgment, making you do things or agree to things that just aren't logical in the long run. And finally, we've got resentment. This is that slow burn emotion, right? It builds up over time from all the little things you see as unfair. Unequal parenting time, financial burdens, you name it. Resentment is like poison to co-parenting. So, the whole game is about shifting from an emotional reaction to a thoughtful response. I mean, think about it. You get that email from your ex that just makes your blood boil. The knee-jerk reaction? Fire back a nasty email right away. But the smarter way, the healthier way, is to use the 24-hour rule. Just wait, let yourself cool down, then reply with your head, not with your hurt feelings. And now we get to the heart of it all, when feelings literally turn into fees. This is where we draw a straight, undeniable line from those emotional reactions we just talked about to the actual money flying out of your wallet. Just look at this breakdown. This is where the cost becomes so clear. That moment of pure anger where you call your lawyer just to vent, that could be a $500 phone call. That frustration that makes you storm out of mediation, well, you just wasted a few $100 and you'll have to pay to do it all over again. Acting on resentment and violating the parenting plan, you could be looking at thousands in fines. And if things get really bad, the court might appoint a special advocate for your child, and you'll be footing the bill for that too. These aren't just numbers on a chart, they're direct consequences. And here's how quickly this stuff stacks up. This isn't about one mistake. It's about a pattern of behavior that leads to a pattern of costs. An unnecessary motion filed out of spite, a couple of failed mediation sessions, a fine from the court, and boom, suddenly you're thousands and thousands of dollars in debt, and all you have to show for it is more conflict. Okay, so that's the problem, and it's a big one, but here's the good news. You are not powerless here, not at all. So let's talk about the solution. It's time to build your emotional resilience toolkit. These are real, practical things you can do to take back control and protect your bank account. It can honestly start with these 4 simple steps. Number 1, pause. That's our 24-hour rule we talked about. Number 2, document. Keep a log of what happens, but stick to the facts, no emotion. Number 3, use technology. Co-parenting apps are amazing for keeping communication clear and accountable. And number 4, and this is a big one, prioritize your self-care. You can't pour from an empty cup, right?
Protecting your own mental energy is a financial strategy. So what kind of tools are we talking about for this kit? Well, a private journal where you can get all your feelings out before you hit send on that email. A therapist who can be a professional guide through all this. Those co-parenting apps which take all the emotion out of scheduling. Support groups so you can connect with people who actually get it. And a solid self-care routine. That is your best defense against burnout. And all of this really leads us to one final fundamental choice that every single co-parent has to make every single day. It's about choosing peace over constantly fighting a battle. And that choice, it really comes down to this one simple, powerful question. In those moments when you are feeling angry or hurt, you have to ask yourself, do I want to win this fight and prove that I'm right? Or do I want to use my energy to create a stable, peaceful life for myself and for my kids? Because at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. Your energy and your money are limited. They're precious. And they are always, always better spent building a stable future than fighting about the past. In the end, you have to choose where you're going to spend it.